Greetings everyone and welcome back to Gladiabots. Now, in the last episode we have worked on a brand new AI, but I'm not entirely satisfied with the way that this AI is currently performing. So let's do a little bit of a tweak at the beginning of this episode and see if we can't work on that a little bit. So the main AI that we're using right now is the super serious AI, but there are a few things that we can work on in here. Now, currently, if we've got a resource, we score it. If after that, we will try and target any enemy at long range. Alternatively, we'll target the weakest enemy nearby. Now, what I would like to do, specifically for snipers, actually, is I would kind of like them. Well, I mean, if they're attacking an enemy at long range, they'll continue to attack. But perhaps we should have another clause over here. So we're going to change this one to be just machine gunner class, and we're going to have another clause just over here specifically for the sniper class. I would like the snipers to do something just ever so slightly differently, and that is, we can copy this one, so we'll paste that in right there. Now this, I would like attack at long range from me and attacked by me, but I prefer you to aim for someone who has low shield primarily and weakest health. Well, we could go for the weakest health and shield. I guess it doesn't really matter too much. We'll just go for, well, honestly, weakest shield. If they've got a shield of 0, then that would be fine. It's hard to tell how I should go with this one, because weakest shield and health, it's a little bit of an odd one. If they've got particularly low health, then you might be targeting someone with a high shield. So actually we'll go with the weakest health and shield, and then finally get straight back out there if there's nothing else. So first, the sniper will go for the weakest shield. I just want the machine gunner, just focus on whatever you're attacking, really. This one I will allow the sniper to change targets. So if there is a better target presenting itself, don't worry about it. Switch to it. If it's got really low health and virtually no shield, switch target, try to take them out as priority because you're good at that. Following that, just target whatever you're currently attacking at long range, and if there's nothing at long range, then go for whichever other target is available to you. Now, down here, we have another thing that we want to work on as well. Now, specifically, I would like to introduce a new condition just down here, and that is if we are not a sniper. I don't want snipers to worry about grouping. They shouldn't. So let's set that up. Then move towards the nearest ally. I'm also going to say the nearest ally that is not a sniper. Don't try to group with the sniper. The sniper should be left to do its own thing. It kind of exists out of the normal clustering AI. Other than that, I think that should sort us out in a way. So let's see how that has affected our AI now then. Right, begin. Move forward. The AI is doing well. We're getting out there, grabbing certain resources as best we're able. There we are, and as soon as you guys start fighting, in fact, let's slow this down a little bit. Okay, so you're bailing out straight away because the sniper has already taken a shot. What are you going to attack? You're going to attack now, or are you going to move all the way in first? No, you are actually going to try and engage. Good, 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 good. That's what I want to see. Start engaging, please. There we go. How are things going here? Now, my shotgunner is kind of dancing a little bit. What are you attacking currently? You're currently targeting the machine gunner. They are pushing right now, and they are pushing us back a bit. Come on, there we go. Machine gunner is unhappy about that, and is probably going to be the first one to go down. Let's see how this plays out. The sniper is bailing because the sniper came under attack. That makes sense. I'm glad for it to do that. Go on, carry on attacking. Now, I'm a little bit concerned about my shotgunner. It's not really getting a whole lot of things done, I've got to be honest with you. It's not a particularly useful attacker here. We are targeting a... we're switching over to the machine gunner at this point, okay? I mean, if we can reduce its shield completely, We might see it go down to our machine gunner in a moment. No, our machine gunner decided to pick a different target. Not entirely happy with this, I'll be honest with you. Oh, wow. That machine gunner is a potentially large threat to my shotgunner at that range. It should go down. It just needs a stray shot from the machine gunner. There we go. Much better. And I'm also getting a little bit better at not calling the machine gunner the assault. So we're all making progress today. I'm very happy. Okay. I probably want a separate advance condition for pushing a sniper. Because snipers don't tend to like to be in close quarters. I'd be happy for them to get involved there. Now, the other thing is that when my shotgunner is actually engaging, I feel that it would be useful if it engaged at medium range if the enemy was already under attack. Because right now it's just really trying to aggressively stay out of trouble, which is fine if all it's doing is trying to gather resources, but that's not really what's happening here. Also, another thing would be to push if my targets are trying to retreat. Some of my units could probably afford to be much more aggressive than the others. So if something is retreating, especially if the machine gunner is laying down heavy fire, are you going to retreat all the way back? It is on the wall. It is not dying. A lot of people have said that the walls are instant death. Perhaps in the campaign that isn't the case. There we go. And we won victory. So that wasn't too bad. Actually, I'm fairly happy with that AI. So we'll try out on this one as well. We're going to speed this up and just see if we do any better. Let's see how this goes, because it is a bit of a long fight. Ooh, wow, you took a lot of damage there. That was not particularly good. Where is our shotgun going? Ooh, we've got a lot of firepower being laid down here. We are probably going to see one of them die. There we go, good. But we may lose ours as well. Sniper was not relenting. So yeah, I'm going to say that we probably want some sort of very aggressive AI. And while all of this is going on, my shotgunner is just wandering off. Doesn't want to get involved. You know what shotgunner is? Probably wise. You advance to medium range before trying to engage. That is not ideal. I want you to engage from long range if it's possible. I think that is something that is slowing us down a lot. Okay, we'll move on to the next one. This is chapter 3, level 5, but we're going to make an adjustment. So, my targeting AI. If we're a sniper, if there's an enemy at medium range, we'll attack. If we're a sniper, then attack the weakest health enemy not out of range from me and attacked by an ally, or someone who's carrying resources, or attack the closest enemy not out of range of me and move into a resource. No, I'm going to say that we just need one that will just straight up attack whomever. So we are going to want an extra one in here. Pop you down right about there. So this one, go for the closest enemy carrying a resource and not out of range from me. You know what? We may as well just go for the weakest health. Always weakest health. Or in fact, weakest shield. I think weakest shield makes a little bit more sense here. Because the sniper will do enormous damage. I don't need to worry so much about the weakest health. Because this one is selecting a target. At this point, we've not already engaged. If we've already engaged to some degree, then sure, start prioritizing attacking those who are already close to death. The assumption would be that they've already lost their shield. But when we're picking a target, pick the ones with the weakest shield, because you're going to have to work your way through the shield anyway. Attack the weakest shielded enemy not out of range from me and moving towards a resource. And finally, attack the weakest shield enemy that is not out of range of me. So the sniper AI will just go for whatever it can. It'll pick whatever it can pick, because it doesn't need to be close in order to engage. Can we refine our AI at all? Now, in terms of pushing, if our enemy is trying to flee, if the targeted enemy is trying to flee, should we push? Is a fairly important question, actually. I would say if it's a sniper and isn't in short range, then push. Once you get to short range, just engage. Well, our sniper and the machine gunner can engage from long range, but I would say that if our enemy is trying to flee, we should probably pursue it. Because down here, we're only going to attack... Well, we'll attack the closest enemy who has 0 to 25 shield and not out of range from me and attacked by me. We need a specific condition. I might actually add that in somewhere else. For example, we could have a new one down here for specifically dealing with enemies that are trying to escape. Because if they're trying to escape, then we can assume that pushing right now would be ideal to letting them get away. But I don't want my machine gunner or my sniper to care about that. In fact, they won't. They'll continue attacking, just ongoing. But perhaps here, once the enemy has dropped out of range or isn't particularly low on health, so this condition isn't true, but they are out of range here, then perhaps we should push. Perhaps we should continue pushing. I mean, normally that would switch down here and we'd try and select a new target. So I might say that in this case, if our current enemy is trying to flee, then approach it. Perhaps we could adjust this one. I'm going to say continue to attack it if it's at short range. If it's at short range, continue to attack. Otherwise, if it is at medium range, let's try this. So, in fact, we'll copy this across. Attack the closest enemy target at short or long range. I guess I can pop this one across here and put this one back to medium range. But the moment that it's moved out of short range, let's try and actually approach. So move towards the nearest ally, or perhaps the weakest ally, I guess. Move towards closest ally that is fleeing. Enemy, sorry. Enemy current action. Enemy is moving to. Enemy is fleeing from. Move towards closest enemy an enemy is fleeing from. Just see how that one writes itself. Move towards closest enemy an enemy is fleeing from. No. That's not what we want. We want its current action. Target current action. There we go. It's fleeing from me, fleeing from an ally, fleeing from an enemy. That's fine. Is fleeing full stop would be fine. So if an enemy is fleeing, and we're not within close range, then advance on it. And that should help out a little bit, I would say. And it is attacked by me. Well, that will stop being true the moment... That is a tricky one. I'm going to say within medium range of me. Or rather, at medium or long range. There we are. That's a little bit more control over that statement there. We don't want to rush out if it's not an enemy that we should be concerned with. So we can get rid of this node then. Let's see how this one affects our AI. I'm hoping that it's going to make it a little bit more dangerous for the enemy. So we'll see how this goes. That everyone is going for our shotgunner straight away. Not exactly the best thing to see. I'm going to have to tweak our shotgunner quite a lot, actually. So you should already be trying to leave. What on earth are you doing? Oh, they let you get right up close. And then annihilated you. Clever girls. I see. Very cunning. I must say, very cunning indeed. No, get in there. Get in there and fight. There we are. You'll probably be able to wipe them out. They're dancing a bit. I should probably mark them as not something I need to worry about if they get in that far away. Keep fighting. No, what are you doing? You were approaching someone who's trying to flee. Okay, I need to tell the machine gunner not to worry about that then. Okay, yeah, that is not helping me now. Okay, let's go ahead and have a look at this then. So, in the case that we're in assault, perhaps. Well, we could... Yeah, we'll have a condition here then. Let's have a condition. So, if myself is not a... Well, if there are no other enemies in close range, I guess, or if we should try and prioritize only attack moving forward if there is a need. And then once we decide to engage, it should override. That's the thing. Is I think ultimately we still need this override here. Otherwise, it gets ugly. But perhaps once the enemy starts fleeing, if they get out of medium range, then we should advance until we're in close range on that particular enemy. Maybe we should prioritize advancing on those enemies. Yeah, I think that ultimately that's the thing that we need to do. So we'll go back to having the connector. It was a good little experiment. So we're assuming that there's no valid target for us to be attacking right now. So what's the order of attack? So let's see if... Actually, we can probably just move towards the closest, or rather weakest health enemy who is fleeing. We are going to target action, fleeing from me or an ally, but we will prioritize a sniper because I really want to harry a sniper. In fact, we might want to just charge towards a sniper anyway. It's a bit of a tricky one, but we could see about that. We'll just set this one up first. So charge towards the nearest enemy that is fleeing, and then that's fine. So if we have just been in an engagement and as a result some enemies are fleeing, I would like to make sure that they're at least within these ranges though. So they've moved out of medium range. They might even still be trying to flee. So they might be hovering between medium and long. We'll drop these down just to make sure that we get in there. There shouldn't be a case where they're at short range and fleeing from us. We should be engaging over time. But I'm just going to have that medium in there just because that's kind of a border between long and medium range is usually where the dancing is going to occur. So we'll try and account for that. Alright, let's see how this plays out. You're going to die again. I didn't actually change that. Much sad. They wait to see who is going to pick something up. And the moment you do, then it's death for you. Okay, let's see how this one goes. Get in there if you can. No, they are not switching target. They want to go for you because you're the weakest. But that's fine. It means my sniper can get to work. No, go ahead. Engage. As soon as they get close enough, then my machine gunner should just bunker down and just engage properly. There we go. Doing a lot of damage there. Very nice. That's right, keep it up. And another one down. Now their sniper is extremely aggressive for a sniper. Getting right in there. But they were very clever with attacking them. And we win. Letting me get in there and pick something up. That was dangerous. Okay, next mission then. Chapter 3, final stage. But we definitely need to address our shotgunner, who is desperately trying to pick things up. So, if enemy not at short range from me and not at medium range from me exists. Myself, not at short range from closest ally. And if enemy not at short range from me or not at medium range from me exists, let's change the wording here. If there is an enemy at short range or medium range, does not exist. No, wait. No, I think we had it right before, but why did we carry on going, I wonder? If enemy not at short range from me or not at medium range from me. We need an abort here. Wait. If an enemy that is not at short range from me or not at medium range from me doesn't exist, That's the double negatives here. Fry my brain a little bit. That isn't going to work, I don't think. For example, let's say the machine gunner was out of range, but the two assaults were. So there is an enemy that is not at short range or medium range from us. Let's say it's at long range. So that's true and does not exist. Well, it supposes that there is an enemy nearby. I mean, I would prefer to say if there are simply none of these there. So, if an enemy at short range from me or medium range from me doesn't exist, then I can go through here. I think that, yeah, that's going to be the better way of saying it. It would be better if I could have a closest enemy. Distance from closest enemy. Now, we'll see how this goes. Hopefully, this will work. But I'm not entirely convinced that I've got the logic right there. We'll see. In fact, you know what we should do? We should go back to the previous mission because we can guarantee that that kind of behavior is going to be here. So you get over there, and you've decided to engage. There we go. That is exactly what I needed you to do. And that is playing out so differently now. Because they were planning on a certain type of behavior. And now all of their allies are gone. They're not going to survive the engagement. That is so much better. There we are. And we win. That is so much better. Right, let's go and check out how this AI deals with the final stage. Lot of flickering there. Why? Oh, it's because they keep wanting to go and pick something up, but the moment they get targeted, they're like, I better not, actually. Probably shouldn't, in fact. That's going to be a bit of a problem for you, isn't it? Except you might get a shot in there. Go on, take it. Take your shot. Fire. I'll trap. Okay. Well, we've got a shotgunner who's doing exactly what I'm doing. And that is trying to score. That does not seem like the optimal path to have taken there, I'm going to be honest with you. Let's see how this one plays out. Yeah, the unfortunate thing here is that the group logic is causing me problems. Causing me quite a lot of problems, actually. Okay, got a bit of an issue there. Let's try and take this machine gunner down if you could, please. Oh dear. That's not going to go well for you. But the machine gunner is out of this fight. They do not want to be part of this. Got a fair bit of firepower heading from my my shotgun. Oh, it's going to be a bit of a fight there. Oh dear. Looks like we may see what happens when my team gets to a wall. However, you are in a decent position, I would say. See, oh, we've lost the bot. That's unfortunate. You can't escape anymore. See how this goes down? It comes down to whoever fights best right now. It's not going particularly well. No, mine is trying to escape and will never get out of there. Okay, it looks like this may actually be one of our first losses. Let's see how this plays down. Nope, we are being driven back. The enemy is pushing a lot harder than us. And they've got an advantage on the number of resources as well. Okay, so we definitely need to adjust this. Flight AI, not good enough. Not good enough. Okay, so let's see. If two or more enemies are attacking me, perhaps I should say I'm going to make a slight clause here. We'll make a second one. If two or more enemies are attacking me and exist in a number greater than 2, sure, we've got exactly the same one there. Going to say, if we're being attacked by a sniper, and it exists, we're being attacked by a sniper, then bail. Or, if there are two or more enemies, but they are within medium or short range from me. If they're at long range, don't worry too much about it. That'll refine that flight. behavior a little bit better. If there are 3 enemies attacking just this one, then maybe what I should do is also say, are there allies nearby? If not, then go through the various shield concerns. And distance from closest ally is not in short range. So there's no one with us, we're on our own, and we're fighting 3 people. Then immediately bail. Down here, again, and there is no ally at close range. Then you can bail. Otherwise, continue the fight. Oh, that is unfortunate. Let me just break that connection. Break this connection. Move you across. There we go. That should work. That should help out a little bit with the targeting AI there. Now, here, if enemy at short range, well, no, that one should be okay. Generally speaking, I'm a little bit torn on the way that our bots are engaging. A little bit concerned with that, but we'll see. Now, how is our shotgunner choosing its target? It's deciding to go for the closest to an enemy base. Catch closest to an enemy base resource. Okay, that an ally is not moving towards. Alright. I'm going to say that if we come under attack, and we're a shotgunner, then kind of want the shotgunner to perhaps drop its resource if it's targeted by an attack at long range. Just go and do something else. Because there's a lot of other things that it might want to do instead. Bit of a tricky one, that. I will actually say that if we are attacked, then dropping the resource immediately would allow us to retaliate, but only if the attack is coming from within short range. So, sure, we're going to get rid of this entire tree. Move this one up. That one can just exist down there. So we'll want another clause just over here to be if the enemy attacking us, attacking me, is within short or medium range, exists, then drop your resource. Just straight up drop it. Don't even worry about carrying a resource if you're being attacked. Just drop it and then possibly join the fight, ideally. We'll see how that all plays out. But for the time being, I think this may work. Let's see how that has affected our combat. There's a lot of toggling between targets here. You're going for the furthest from an enemy. Let's see how this one goes. Can you engage at all? You're trying to get close to the shotgunner, which is not exactly the right behavior there. Don't strictly want that kind of behavior. Well done, couple of early shots. I appreciate it. I'm going to need to decide how you're engaging. Okay. The fact that you're bailing out. Maybe I should make it so that if the enemy are closer than an ally who is fleeing, to continue approaching the enemy. In fact, I think that would be a really good piece of code. So, if myself not a sniper class, and if the closest ally, because currently we are moved towards the closest to an enemy ally. If the closest to an enemy ally, so is there a way of doing that? Well, yeah, I suppose we could actually have that. Condition, if ally, distant from me, closest. Let's have a look. Distance from closest ally. Actually, we can write this in a different way. So we'll go the negative route. So we'll invert the result of this operation. If an enemy exists at short or medium range, that... Actually, let me just double check how this is working. So if there are no enemies at short or medium range, so let's say there is an enemy at long range. If an enemy exists at long range, that an ally is fleeing from? See, I need to be able to check the closest ally to me. Distance from closest ally. I just want to compare the closest ally because I don't necessarily want to rush towards that ally. Enemy current action. Attacking me, attacking an ally. And then check whether that ally is trying to flee from them. This is a bit of a tricky one. So we already know that the only enemies are at long range. Move towards closest to an enemy ally. Who isn't fleeing, maybe? Would be a useful one. Or if an enemy is at long range and attacking an ally, move towards it. Yeah, we could do that, actually. Sure. So a condition would be if an enemy attacking an ally within, well, I guess the enemy would have to be at long range, doesn't exist within my proximity, then approach the nearest ally. Move towards the closest to an enemy ally, not sniper class. We'll see if that one works out. I mean, we already know that there is no nearby enemy, so again, we actually need to change this to long range. If there is an enemy at long range that is attacking an ally, then this isn't going to trigger, and we're just going to try and continue to approach the nearest enemy. So attack the weakest shielded enemy. No, that's not the one we're going to want. We're going to move towards closest carrying resource. Move towards the closest to a resource enemy. Moving to a resource. Move towards the closest enemy. Should we have a clause in here to move towards the nearest enemy attacking an ally? Possibly, actually. Yeah, okay. Let's set up a clause for that as well. So move towards closest enemy attacking an ally. Or attacking me, I guess. Wouldn't be too bad. In fact, we're going to give that a higher priority than chasing down resource carriers. To possibly some negative effects. We'll see. Now let's have a watch of how this one plays out. You're still trying to cluster, which is not exactly good. There we go. Maybe I should exclude allies who are trying to carry resources. Actually, that's possibly not a bad idea. That's right. Carry on. You shouldn't... Yeah, you're not bailing back anymore. You're just advancing and engaging, which is exactly the kind of behavior I want. You're bailing out because you've got low health. That's right. Keep it up. Okay, you've decided that shotgunner is wrecking your face. That is not so good at all. That shotgunner absolutely totaled our machine gunner there. We do need to refine the flight behavior. A shotgunner will just nail you if you're trying to flee from it. Perhaps we need to refine the way that we're trying to decide to flee. So we're dropping resources straight away if necessary. If enemy not at short range from closest ally, and attacking me are 3 or more. Let me adjust this. Actually, I'm going to say that if our allies are at short range, shouldn't matter as much as if they're at medium range. So let's pop that in there so that we can check if there's anyone at all able to attack. Now, if we're coming under attack from a shotgunner, I think we should probably stick around and just fight it out, because that shotgunner ruins us. I could add that clause in here without too much trouble. So let's move these down. And you can move down. Well, in fact, we're going to need to move them down a fair bit. There we go. To fit in a new clause. In fact, we're still going to need to move them down even further. Damn it. There we go. We'll get rid of this one. I want a specific, because we've seen a specific problem happen. And enemy attacking me is not a shotgunner. Otherwise, just fight. Just keep going. We might even want this in there. If it is a shotgunner, then perhaps we should maybe even have a clause to specifically say, if it is a shotgunner, switch targets to that. Since you'll probably be able to wipe it out a little bit faster. But I don't know if that's necessarily going to help us. We'll see how much of an effect that's going to have on this particular engagement. Because it'll play out in exactly the same way up to the point that their shotgunner gets involved. There we go. And it's just going to keep going. No, it is not. It is bailing. Interest. Oh, because it's bailing because there are 3 things attacking it. Right. Of course, that is taking precedence there. I feel that this is actually causing us a lot of trouble. This is causing us an awful lot of trouble. I'm going to say that the only one that should really just be leaving is our shotgunner. The others will bail under the right situations anyway. So let's get rid of that, and we'll see how that goes. The way that we're dropping off resources, not the best. Go to the closest ally base. I'm going to say, try and group up together. The closest to an ally base. Because that way the shotgunner is going to be in a good position to rejoin the fight. And let's see how this one plays out. See how this goes. There we are. We're coming back in. Their sniper is causing a bit of woe. Perhaps I should give priority to the sniper, really. You're bailing there because of what? Let me slow this down. We'll see how this goes now. But our machine gunner is going to continue engaging there until you're out of range. Which is now. More or less. Who are you going to go for next? You haven't decided what to do yet. You're trying to drop resources. You're continuing the attack. Oh no, you've switched to the machine gunner. Very well. Why are you not engaging? There we go. That's what we needed to see. And who are you targeting right now? You should not be bailing from this. Oh wait, your shield is completely gone. Yeah, that makes sense actually. So I need to basically say, look, if you've got above 75% health, stick to it, especially if you're dealing with something that is going to be able to mow you down as you're trying to flee. The machine gunner in particular is a special case here because the machine gunner really can't take much punishment. Sorry, the machine gunner can't take that kind of punishment from a shotgun. The machine gunner takes so long to flee that it's not going to get out of range in time. Yep, there we go. Okay. Well then, looks like we need to change up our targeting systems a little bit. If an enemy exists at medium or short range, we've got the snipers taking aim at long range attackers. The sniper will actually switch around here as well. But I feel that perhaps we should generally try to attack. We've got people that our allies are attacking. Then we're generally going through them in order of weakness. Perhaps I should prioritize certain types of high priority targets down here. So yeah, let's do that. We'll pop in a connector here. So the first one is an enemy who's trying to carry resources. Seems to make sense. We will then prioritize snipers at short or close range. So not carrying resources, but snipers. If they happen to be close, then definitely go for them, because they're going to have a bloody hard time getting away again. We will copy that again. Down to here. After that, go for shotgunners. And finally, if there is a sniper in play, then go for... it would depend on the type of bot making the attack here, I would say. If it is a sniper, I would want our sniper to prioritize attacking enemy snipers. Kind of in a counter sniper role. The assault, I mean, what we could do actually is have a special clause for taking out snipers specifically that only kicks in if we've got an ally nearby. So, if there is an ally within short or medium range of me, that isn't attacking, let's see, not attacking an enemy, so that they may well be able to join in, because the assumption is if they'd already attacked, well actually, we wouldn't have gotten this far if they were close by and attacking an enemy. So this is just one for checking if there isn't an enemy, an ally nearby. Then I'm going to say start attacking the sniper at long range, because with numbers, it reduces the penalty to our misses, because we're just going to be putting more bullets in there, and that seems to make a lot more sense to me. We'll try it anyway, as long as they're not out of range. Begin the attack. We'll see if this helps. It's a bit of a long shot, literally actually, but we'll see. All right. If you want to engage, then that would be great. You're going for the shotgunner. Yes, please. No, you've switched targets. The shotgunner is out of range, unfortunately. It's fine. And the machine gunner decided to engage when you were in long range, which is actually a powerful attack. Maybe we should do that with our machine gunner as well. Keep it up if you can. That's right. Get in there. Attack their shotgunner. But again, their machine gunner is being so much more aggressive with its attacks, and it is driving our team back. So I think we need to address this as well. If there's a machine gunner, attack closest enemy at long range from me. Perhaps we should allow for certain conditions here. We could say if our chassis is the shotgunner or machine gunner, then we'll have a special clause in whether to attack or not. Actually, this one will never work because it'll only attack if the enemy is at medium range. So, how about we adjust this a little bit? We'll get rid of these. Don't need them if we're doing it like this. I'll just have these in here to help out with targeting an enemy that is at medium range. In fact, we could branch this down. There we go. And pop you over there. Whilst we get another one down here. If an enemy exists at long range, and we're going to need an and here. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to use all of these because there's no way of specifying that we want to attack the ones with the lowest health. That being said, since most things actually disengage based on their shield, not necessarily their health, we could change this to closest enemy and not worry about that, since these will target them based on the quality of their shield. That wouldn't necessarily be a bad option there. And then attack closest enemy. Attack lowest shield, attack medium shield, attack highest shield. We probably won't worry about the health as a result of that. Or rather, we'll just prioritize low levels of shielding. And then on this side, exactly the same thing. So once again, we'll go for closest. And closest again. And then we'll just attack the weakest shield overall. Yeah, that seems to make... Well, actually, no. We'll go with closest here as well. It really doesn't matter at that point. So, now that that's all marked as closest, we can dispense with some concerns. I'm going to need to, unfortunately, break this big old chain here. But that's fine, since we're going to be able to move this whole thing around. Let's grab you from there, pop you down about here. That should all line up. Right, okay, so we want two separate conditions. One for when we have... when the enemy's at short or medium range. One for when the enemy's at long range. Actually, we want to move this entire group across. Now we want additional conditions here before we come down to this side. Unfortunately, we've got to rewire all of this again. Oh, come on, you. Really? There we go. I can just drop it on the box. That makes things a lot easier, actually. There we are. So over here, I want to check for the condition that the attacking bot is, in fact, a sniper or a machine gunner. In that instance, then I want you to go ahead and attack as best you can. That should be fine. Anything can attack from medium or short range, but if it's a machine gunner or a sniper, then you can just engage and pick the target based on the best options you've got. If an enemy is particularly low on shield, I'm going to take this clause away. If an enemy is particularly low on shield and there's an ally already attacking it, then continue the attack. However, if not, then just do it based on certain particular priorities there. But we do need a catch-all that will be, attack any enemy that's around. So we can't dispense with that entirely. Let's neaten this up a little bit though. So something like that. Get you in there. And you can exist there. I'll actually push that out a little bit. But we do need a catch-all. So attack closest enemy, 25% shield. Attack closest enemy at 25 to 50% shield. We don't actually... Ooh. I guess we don't need these. As long as we're attacking closest enemy, we don't need the distances. We'll always pick the nearest one that meets the criteria that we've laid out. Oh, no, let me Select it. Thank you. There we are. So that'll smarten this little area up a little bit more. There we are. And yeah, we are going to need one final catch-all, or just attack the closest enemy, I guess. Since right now we'll only attack one that has shields. There we are. And then this one will be attack closest enemy. That should be fine. It does kind of mess up my lovely pattern there, but we'll live with it, I think. Alright, okay. Let's see how this one will improve the AI's attacking. There we go. Slow things down. My sniper was taking a bit of damage there. Disliked that quite a lot. Ooh, well done. Plinking off the enemy sniper there. The shotgunner, though, is just running amok. I'd really love it if you guys would prioritize... Ooh. You're attacking at long range against the sniper. That should not be happening there. Ah. I see. You're going down this route for the really long range enemies. Okay, yeah, that needs to be addressed, because these ones specifically are enemy classes rather than just the nearest enemy that we can engage. And that is not acceptable. See, the problem here is that we only want to attack at long range if we have a machine gunner or a sniper. Oh, I guess we could say we could put in a condition that they should only be engaged. Well, the shotgunner should really only be a priority if it's gotten into short range, and the sniper should really only be well, you can attack that whenever. So I'm going to say that the shotgunner should be a priority as long as that shotgunner is at distance from me, short or medium. Don't worry about it if it's at long. And it probably, if it is at short or medium, especially if it's at short, actually. Let's switch that out to short range. Because at short range, it's going to be a very dangerous thing to attack. I'm going to say that I need a clause here to ensure that we're not fighting this at particularly long range. So... how do you want to set this up? This is the problem. We could just do away with this and allow them to engage at long range, but you not, and move this into a different area. We could do that, actually, but then our sniper would get distracted very quickly, which is not something I really want to happen. This is the issue here, is that we do run the risk of having our bots kind of get blindsided by the complexity of the targeting conditions. Okay, well, this episode has been going on quite a while. I'm gonna just remove the sniper because that's the only real one that is making the AI struggle right now, and then we'll revisit this problem in the next episode, I imagine. We'll just see how this one goes down. I mean, taking on that one at that sort of range when there are enemies right there, not amazing, I gotta be honest. Not a great idea. But let's just see if we can sort this out. Oh, well, actually, you almost took it out. Well done. You're still trying to, in fact, which is not exactly ideal. But the shotgunner is at least being forced to bail. I approve of that. And the other one is down. Okay, this is going a lot better now. Still not an elegant solution. We need to refactor our code a lot. There are so many ways that I could tighten this code. And right now it's just becoming a mess to look at. But at least we've got a result that is, you know, what we ultimately want. Well, we've lost one, and our shotgun has decided to go off on a bit of an escapade. Very well. Our sniper may go down here. No, this will be forced to disengage before the sniper has to. The sniper is advancing. Why exactly is the sniper advancing? Okay, well, it's decided that it wants to attack now, so that's fine. Come on. And pop. There you go. We will ultimately win this one. There's not much that's going to change it, though. It's going to be a little bit annoying having to advance on you. Because you're going to bail, and it's going to take me too long to get through that shield. I'm not going to be able to do it in any kind of realistic time frame. We'll win on points, ultimately, I should imagine. I don't know, you're actually dropping off over here. Okay. And you joined in at the last second. That is called kill stealing, my friend. But there we are. We've completed chapter 3. Ready for the next one? Sure, okay. But we're going to be checking this out in the next episode. This one was a much longer episode than I intended it to be. Sorry about that. Hope you don't mind. We've got a lot of work to do on our AI. This was a particularly messy episode, if I'm perfectly honest. But that's what I get for recording them late at night, I suppose. But that's going to be it from me. I really do hope you've enjoyed it. We'll be joining me for the next. But until then, and as always, do take care, everyone.